it was FoxehSquirrelly's birthday.
Yes.
Like last week?
22nd of April. And we've been very busy and fucked up, so we didn't do that.
A lot of life things. It would have been fun to do a video like on Star Fox Zero's birthday.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
Well, hopefully by next year there will be a new Star Fox Zero related thing to play.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Because you would think, but
this game is part of the reason I am thoroughly convinced they're gonna do something with Star Fox on the Switch.
Yes.
Like, they can't... Like, A, Miyamoto's been really defensive about Star Fox Zero. And B, like, a huge selling point, like, on the front of the box.
Yeah, the main marketing of the SNES Classic was the fact that it contained Star Fox 2.
Like, a brand new release of a game that was canceled, like, in, 96 because of the... What's it called? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That one. That thing. I told you recording when you're hungry is a bad idea. Multiple times.
Of all of the SNES classics there are out there that they could have used as the flagship.
Yeah, like Earthbound.
Yeah, exactly. Earthbound's on there.
Earthbound is on here, and people have been losing their shit about Earthbound on, like, the Virtual Console for years.
Yep.
But no, they said, hey, Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
Because this game's been finished. Like, that's one of those things about, like, when people... look at these Star Destroyers. But anyway, that's part of the reason that I'm like, Star Fox Zero... Something's happening.
Yes.
With Star Fox Zero. Because why would they make such a big deal out of this?
Yes.
And it's clearly like a keep Star Fox, the brand, alive in the public awareness.
Yes, in Star Fox circles, Star Fox 2 has always been famous and like, oh, it's the game that never came out. But not just in general.
Yeah.
It's not like...
People aren't, like... This wasn't well known.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, take, you know, the average person who's like, I really like Star Fox, aka I played Star Fox 64, and I don't really care about anything else in the series. They probably don't know about Star Fox 2, because they just play Star Fox Zero, and that's kind of their entire understanding of the franchise.
Yeah, and even if they knew it was around, or it didn't get released or whatever, it was just a little footnote that was on everything. Like, oh, by the way, there was also this completed sequel that never got released.
Even that, people... Like, even people who know about the ROM don't know that it was finished.
Yes.
Because people, like... Even people who know about it were like, oh, there's a beta ROM out there of, like, the unfinished version, and then there's, like, the almost finished version. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, just play that. They don't get that those are not the actual, like, this isn't what was going to be printed on the cartridge.
That was a beta and alpha build of the game.
It didn't go through, like, that version, that ROM people can just find and download, didn't go through, like, the... What's it called? Like
quality assurance?
Yeah, quality assurance, like Nintendo quality assurance to get the sticker yet.
Yeah, it wasn't even finished, let alone translated. The only English version available was a fan translated.
Yeah, a fan translated into English.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't... This version of Star Fox 2 didn't exist anywhere for anyone to get for public consumption.
Yes.
Because I always remember that article you linked to me about the original developers said, like, I've got it.
Yeah.
Like, the finished version of Star Fox 2 exists on my computer.
And it's nothing like the versions of the ROM I found online.
Yeah, I think the exact quote was like, I've never seen it anywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't get released.
Yeah.
No one has access to it.
Because it had been through Super Mario Club, and it had also been translated back then, I think. But it had been bug tested.
So this was a big deal, and, like, people might not even necessarily appreciate what a big deal it is that this is the actual finished, like, gold printed version of Star Fox Zero as it didn't exist back in 1996, since then 64 was coming out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with
And
the girls.
Nintendo let Argonaut know that it was going to be released before they finished it, but Argonaut Games finished it anyway.
Yeah.
On their own.
It was, like, that's happened a couple times in the PC world. Like, the one that comes to mind is Knights of the Old Republic 2, where Obsidian wanted to patch it after release because they knew it was unfinished. It was rushed out to meet a holiday deadline. And after it was released, they were like, okay, we're really genuinely embarrassed at this product. Please let us patch it. We'll do it for free. You don't even have to pay us to patch this game. We'll just do it. And their publisher said, no, don't fucking do that. You're not allowed to patch your own game. But they wanted to do it. They wanted to finish it. And then there was Fallout New Vegas, which was also an Obsidian game. Poor Obsidian. Which also got fucked over and rushed out. And one of the creators of it, I think Joseph, one of those biblical names, Sawyer, like, made a mod and released it, and it's like basically like the director's cut mod of Fallout New Vegas. And in both of those situations, they were able to, they either wanted to or were actually able to do it because it was on a PC. Like, they were PC releases, and you could just release mods and patches for that for anyone to get. But with the Nintendo, once the cartridge is printed, that's it. You can't do nothing else about it. So, like, it's not like he could have released the ROM, the finished ROM that he had, even if he wanted to. No, for legal reasons, in addition. Argonaut has been defunct for many years now. Yeah. And Nintendo was not very good to them. No. Didn't they, like, steal half of their code for Star Fox Zero? Yeah, Star Fox 64 contains, like, 60% of their 64. Code. And also, Argonaut pretty much conceived of Super Mario 64, built them a prototype of it, and, like, sort of gave them the idea. But Nintendo was like, no, we're not really interested in doing that right now. And then they did it. Yeah, and then didn't give any royalties or, you know, pay Argonaut for any of their work. It was not a good situation. No. Guess what? Nintendo aren't really good people. They weren't a good company back then. They're certainly not now, but for different reasons. Yeah, it changed. They were definitely exploitative back in the day. Yes. So that's why it was always so like, when the SNES Mini came out, and people were, like, playing Star Fox 2 for the first time, it was really annoying hearing them talk about it and be like, you know, I got the ROM, I got the beta ROM, and they're like, why even or even, like, before it came out, people were going, like, why even bother buying and playing this? I can just get an emulator. And, like, but you're, number one, like, even with any other game on the Mini that you could potentially play on an emulator, it's still not, like, authentic hardware. Yeah. You're playing it on your computer, emulating the Super Nintendo hardware. But it's not actually Nintendo brand. Like, it's an approximation, but it's not actually what it was intended to run on. So, like, for one thing, the Mini is actually running, like, it's authentic Nintendo hardware. It's an emulator, but it was one made by Nintendo to run the Super Nintendo ROMs. Yeah. So for one thing, even if you're talking about any other game on this thing, it's still more authentic playing it on this than you would just on your computer. Yeah. But for Star Fox 2, it's even more retarded because the finished ROM didn't exist. Yeah. No, you couldn't. What you're playing is an alpha build ROM that was unfinished. So, like, I could just download the fan translated ROM and play that. Why do I need to buy this? No, you don't. You can't. You don't know what you're talking about. It had debugging features still in it, including a frame counter in the corner. It wasn't anywhere near completed. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, this is a huge deal, the fact that they released this. Yeah. And why else would they release it but for marketing purposes? Yeah, I don't buy that. They say, like, the people who were putting the SNES Classic together insisted that we put it on there and we didn't want to. I don't really buy that. No. Because how much work, and just, like, what an undertaking to say, let's put Star Fox 2 on here.
People had already asked Takuya Imamura, the story director and the designer of the Star Fox series, like, will Star Fox 2 ever come out?
And he said
they're
no.
like, no. He said,
like,
no, probably not.
It's done. Like, that, like, let it go, basically.
Exactly. Like, Nintendo has given had given an official word on Star Fox 2 ever coming out and seeing the light of day, and it was no.
Yeah, multiple times.
So it was over as far as they were concerned.
Like, why, like, from a business perspective, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you release a game for a 20-year-old console that was canceled because a new console was coming out in the first place?
Not even including the massive legal hurdles involved in trying to release it in the first place.
I mean, people theorized for years that the reason Earthbound didn't get re-released on the Virtual Console for so long was because of, like, legal disputes with, like, the songs and the music in that game, because, like, a lot of the music in Earthbound is super, like, oh, they just ripped this off. So people for years were like, maybe they can't release Earthbound because of legal reasons with the music, which ended up not being true.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to release it.
Yeah, and they just lie about that stuff anyway. For the longest time, they kept saying the reason they haven't released Star Fox on the Virtual Console is because of technical issues, which I don't know how they expect you to buy.
Yeah,
in
it's just the
2018,
FX chip.
you can't emulate something that was possible in 1993. I don't understand what that means. What do you mean it's a technical thing?
It ran on the FX chip, didn't it?
I don't understand.
Like, if you can release Terranigma, I'm pretty sure you can release Star Fox.
I don't get what that's supposed to mean. So
It's clearly just marketing,
Yeah.
like, excuses.
Yeah.
They said, we're not releasing it, and then, like, there's no other explanation for this game actually finally coming out,
Why
but
else would they do it?
hey, everyone, look at Star Fox.
Yeah, keeping it in everyone's minds because it's been 2 years since Zero came out, and it's trying to keep interest up. And this came out last year, it's worth noting.
Yeah, this is such a, like a corporate, keep the brand name on the tip of everyone's lips, while the thing we're working on isn't ready to be shown yet.
Yeah. Or was it January of this year?
I forget. I think it was last year.
I don't remember, but
I feel like it was last year. Because of Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. At the end of the day, I don't know why people believe what Nintendo says.
Yeah, don't listen to them.
They're obviously
don't
fucking
believe
lying.
his lies.
Yeah. They're obviously lying. I don't believe that just the people putting this together, saying, hey, we should do that, was enough to...
They had an affection for Star Fox 2 for some reason, like, no.
I mean, I could see them saying it, but so what? They're just the people putting together this thing.
Yeah, what authority do they
power
have?
do they have? Suddenly they're going to reverse their corporate position and release a 20-year-old game that they didn't want to release in the first place? I don't get that.
Like, I can't see any possible explanation for this game being released besides they're doing a Star Fox Zero re-release or sequel on the Switch.
Trying to keep interest up, trying to keep the press, trying to keep it in everyone's minds.
Yeah, like, that, because that's how, corporate brand awareness works.
Yeah.
They think if they do... That's what happened with Batman. Arkham Origins. The reason Batman Arkham Origins was made was because Rocksteady was busy making fucking Arkham Knight, and guess what? That's gonna take a while because it's PS4 and it's like a really huge game. So they were like, okay, we'll have our own internal studio at WB make a game just so that there's not a 2-year gap between releases, so people remember that fucking Batman exists, because that's the kind of corporate mentality we're dealing with. God damn it, I'm gonna die.
They'll forget I exist. It's like
I got him.
Oh.
Die, you fucking bitch. Yeah.
It's like a Jay Leno thing. Everyone will forget me. I'll drop off the face of the earth.
Like, what are you, stupid?
People remember who you are. What the fuck?
No one's gonna forget Star Fox, you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate that their stupidity led to this. But...
Yeah, I mean, what an unprecedented thing. You were here when they announced.
Yeah, I was.
And it was just unbelievable. Like, what? There's one surprise after another.
Like, someone linked it to you.
Yeah, my brother sent me
We were talking, and, like, all of a sudden it showed up on your fucking computer screen, and we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What? Star Fox 2?
Excuse?
That was the last thing I expected.
Oh, I forgot. I can switch, whoever I'm playing as. Mm-hmm. I totally forgot about that.
Oh yeah, obviously playing as Faye and Miyu.
Huh?
You're playing as Faye and Miyu, obviously.
Yeah, exactly, because guess what? Faye and Miyu are canon in Star Fox now.
This is just so confusing and brings up so many questions. That's what I was... Right after this was released, I was looking, I guess, on the subreddit or something.
Yeah.
And the question was like... Someone raised the question, do you think the next Star Fox game will be Star Fox 3? And at first I didn't understand what they were talking about.
What? Like, yeah!
But then I realized, oh, you mean...
What an interesting fucking question!
Is this going to be canon now, and is the next game going to piggyback off of this?
Because that's a legitimate thing they could do.
Yeah, it made me feel
This was the
things.
most recent Star Fox game ever released.
Maybe that's why they released it. Who knows? To be like, we're going to build off of this because Star Fox Zero reset everything, and for all intents and purposes is like the first Star Fox game.
Yeah, it
so
was a reboot.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm really getting away from that word, just because everyone else has ruined it.
Soft reboot.
Oh, you know what words are, good sir.
There's a really good...
Like, it was a reimagining.
Yeah.
Or like it was sort of like a greatest hits...
yeah, compilation.
Yeah, it was like...
It really was...
Like an album.
Yeah. It was a total reset because someone made a really cool chart of this. Maybe I'll send it to you so you can put it in the video.
I could.
But someone made a really cool thing of like... There was the first one and the second one, then it reset. Then
there was
the 64. Then there was
Adventure, Assault, and Command, which was a weird.
Yeah, and then that branched off. So now it's reset again, and there's going to be a new series. Like the story is always resetting itself, and that's just what Star Fox Zero is. So maybe, and this is just speculation, but it's like, well, maybe that's why they released this in the first place because the second Star Fox game is coming. Maybe they want to base it off that. And I don't know, that made me feel things. I didn't know how to feel about that.
I don't know what it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Nintendo gives a shit about, like, their continuity of their series.
No.
That's always been a fan thing.
Yeah.
Like, guess what? The Zelda timeline isn't actually a thing.
Yeah, they didn't think of that.
They don't care.
And then make the games.
They didn't think about how it all fits together. They don't think about the reason Mario is go-karting with Bowser. They just want to make a fun video game.
Yeah, exactly. That's Nintendo's thing.
So, like, to them, they're not going, oh, all this continuity, all this, like 5-10 years of storyline from Star Fox 64 is getting reset. They don't actually care.
Yeah.
They just want to make a good video game.
Yeah. But that's what I always said, even like way before Star Fox Zero came out, even before we knew it was called that, was what matters is what comes after Star Fox Zero.
Yeah. Because Star Fox Zero was great.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two... like, it means things. Not the most eloquent way to put it.
It is a very good way to put it, but it is a funny thing to say.
It, like...
Yes.
Especially since Star Fox...
It represents things.
Yeah, Star Fox has always been a franchise that Nintendo has been happy to co-produce, if not co-develop, because Rare did Adventures, Namco Bandai did Assault.
I think it was just Namco.
Oh yeah, that was before the merger. So confusing. Namco did Assault, and then who did...
Q Games.
Q Games did Command. And even originally, Star Fox was made by Argonaut.
Argonaut, yeah.
Argonaut, and like 60% of Star Fox Zero, even though it was developed internally, is from Argonaut's code.
Yeah.
I mean, 64.
And
Sorry.
0 was platinum.
And then 0 was platinum.
Really, we haven't eaten.
Sorry. I repeatedly, my thing has always been do not record when you're hungry. When you haven't eaten, this is what happens.
But, yeah, aside from 64...
Which, even then, they didn't do
used a lot of code from Argonaut. Yeah.
Like, all the art assets are Nintendo.
Yeah, like I've said, if you compare the original Star Fox to Star Fox 64, it is a straight-up remake.
Come here. And that was one of the things that... Because, I mean... I knew about Star Fox 2, but, like, who has the time to download and play some unfinished, like, beta ROM of a game that never even got released? Yeah, so I had never really played it before. Like, I'd put it in and been like, oh yeah, that sure is a Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
But I'd never really played it before. So when the Super Nintendo came out, the Mini... Whatever. Was the NES the Mini?
Yeah.
Either way.
I think so.
Was the first time I actually played it. When I played it, I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Number one, so much of 0 took from this game.
Exactly. I have a video, I recorded my first time playing it. I'm going to edit it together sometime and actually put it up. But the first time I played it, I was like, oh my god, first of all, this is a real game.
Yeah, number one, number 2, this is awesome!
Yeah.
I think this genuinely holds up.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
I was so surprised, because I had only half-assed played it on an emulator.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh shit, this is a real game. This is fucking good.
This is a real video game. I really like it, and it's so different from every other Star Fox game.
Yeah, and having played it after playing 0, obviously, I was like, holy shit, this is essentially Star Fox 0. Like, so much of this game
they took so much from this when making 0. Like, the Star Destroyers are straight out of this.
Yeah. So much of the POV stuff, it was just, I was like, wow, this game is obviously what became Star Fox 0 in a big way.
And the Raptors, I had a list, but, you know, it's hard.
It's hard.
And that was one of the things that made Star Fox Zero so good. It was made by people who have a great affection for Star Fox, the entire series. Not just 64, but the whole series.
Especially the Platinum people, because that was like, Miyamoto, I was reading an interview where Miyamoto mentioned they went to Platinum with the basic design of, like, flying, you know, these kind of generic crafts, and Platinum was like, let's make a Star Fox game. Can we make a Star Fox game?
Yeah. So Platinum loves Star Fox.
Like, let's make a Star Fox
Hideki Kamiya has been on record saying, like, I would love... I mean, he changed his tune on that because people bothered him.
Yeah.
But he said, like, if he could make any existing, like, franchise in the world, it would have been Star Fox. Because obviously, Homeboy fucking loves shoot-em-ups.
Yeah.
Like, you can't play a Hideki Kamiya game without having, like, a Space Harrier section in it.
Yeah, even Bayonetta.
Yeah. So it's like, of course he fucking loves Star Fox.
Yeah.
That's like, that is exactly the kind of game that he enjoys.
Yeah.
So, which is why I'm convinced that even if his name's not in the credits, I am convinced he had hands-on with Zero's development. It would be interesting to like take every single name in the credits of Zero and compare it to like Platinum employees and see if any of them are like, this isn't a person. This is a pseudonym, and when you rearrange the kanji, it spells something else.
There are a lot of Indian names in Star Fox Zero's credits. I don't know why.
I don't know if necessarily these are actual Platinum Games employees here.
I don't know about that. But that was, like, immediately, like, oh, we can make a Star Fox game? And then Nintendo was like, oh, okay,
if you want.
Sure, I mean...
Why? Okay,
sure.
Why?
Platinum, there's so much... Platinum had such a big role in that game, not even, like, the development. Obviously, they handled all the visuals and a little bit of the design. And
yeah, you
like
can
that.
tell. You can tell because the visuals have that platinum touch.
Yeah.
And like efficiency, because stupid assholes will be like, "Oh, the game look like they'll pause the game and zoom in on a single like ground texture and be like, "Oh, it looks so bad." Yeah, this fucking ground texture that you see for 2 seconds while speeding by it.
Yeah,
it's efficient. it's on the Wii U. Guess what? It looks as good as they can possibly make it, and it's all about the artistry, not the fucking polygon count.
It should be. Yeah, I just mangled that.
Like, look at any other game Platinum has made. They're like they prioritize what's actually important. Yeah, not the polygon count.
Exactly, and Miyamoto said in other interviews, or I think it was some Platinum people said, Platinum handled the visuals and the animation and the textures and everything like that, but they also Nintendo and Platinum jointly handled issues like design and
that's
gameplay issues like that.
It's so hard to actually talk about what the split is because no one actually knows what the exact, at least no one's been told yet. Yeah. It's not like there's like a graph. Yeah. That's like 20% was done of this was done by Nintendo, 20% of this was done by Platinum. We don't actually know whose hands were working on what aspect of the design.
Because there was such a mix of things. Yeah. I imagine it was just, some people did a little of this, some people did a little of that. It wasn't like you do this, I'll do that.
Like Platinum went to Nintendo's offices and vice versa, and everyone just kind of worked together.
Yeah, there was a team of Platinum people in Nintendo's office in Kyoto.
Exactly.
Because they were talking about how they went back and forth between, where's Platinum based?
Tokyo, I think. Not, hold on.
So I think the Nintendo offices were in Kyoto, and then they would go back and forth.
I'm gonna ruin this by looking it up.
Ruin it.
Shit.
Awesome score to Star Fox 2, by the way. I'm very happy that gets to see the light of day.
Yeah, so much of this game that it's like, oh, how nice that all this hard work that went into this.
Suddenly you saw so much fan art of Faye and Miyu, whereas before it was only like really hardcore Star Fox fans even knew they existed.
That's why I'm playing as Faye and Miyu.
You have to. Star Fox 2.
Osaka.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. How fun that is. Because in Japan, like Osaka and Tokyo are like Kanto Johto. like that's basically like the split east and west.
We're just between the Platinum people in an interview mentioned, I don't remember who it was, that's why I'm saying Platinum people.
Yeah.
But they would go between Kyoto and Osaka. And also there was like a little 5-person team of Platinum employees who would sort of camp out in the Nintendo offices and work on things.
It's so interesting from the perspective of looking at like Platinum's history as a business too, because they've been slumming it for a little while, but I think they found a really positive partnership with Nintendo. They have a really good working relationship with the Nintendo. Yeah. Of all fucking people.
Yeah. I mean, no one has a good working relationship with Nintendo.
But like compared to what they've had to deal with in the past. Yeah. It's been working out for them.
Yeah.
With Sega, like the origination of their company with Capcom.
Yeah.
The shit they've had to deal with getting commissioned by what's they fucking called? Like Activision?
Yeah.
To make all the shitty games that everyone's been idiots about. Like, guess what? Activision gave them a really small budget and time frame to make, 5 games. Yeah. Of course they're not gonna be great. What the fuck are you... It's called doing the work. Yeah. You gotta pay the fucking bills.
Yeah.
How are you gonna keep the lights on? Like, why doesn't Platinum make, an original IP anymore? You need money! How are you gonna make money? By making fucking Legend of Korra. Yeah. That's how.
You got employees to pay. They have
like
families.
300 employees.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's after Zero. I mean, I always liked Platinum, but after Zero, knowing they were the real pioneers of that game. I mean, that was obviously Miyamoto's sort of project.
Yeah.
It was his
And you can
pet
tell
project.
whenever he talks about it,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Ever since the game's come out, every time Miyamoto gets interviewed, he takes any opportunity he can to talk about how fucked Star Fox was by like, the general public's like, response to it, and he's like, fuck you people, I worked hard on that game.
If you give it to a 10-year-old who has no preconceptions, I think he would like that game. That is such a burn.
That is such a, like PR friendly way to say fuck you people.
Yeah, he always has those. I'm not gonna say it, but what I'm saying is fuck you.
Yeah, but like obviously it was Shiggy's pet project.
Yeah, it always was.
But Platinum brought so much passion for the series to their work on it.
I mean, it's a Platinum game, really.
It is. Every time you're fighting Starwolf and you've got that like slow zoom in on the cockpits as they cross each other, it's like that's Platinum.
Yeah.
That is pure Platinum right there.
I mean, they are, if they're champions of Star Fox Zero, it's Platinum. Like they
I mean, look at Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, exactly.
They put the Fox costume in Bayonetta 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're playing in the Fox costume, an entire level of that game just becomes Star Fox.
Exactly. That's the interesting thing was, before Star Fox Zero was even announced, like in the year or two before, there was that rumor that Platinum was going to develop a new Star Fox game, and it makes me wonder, did someone make that up to troll people and it turned out to be true, or did that leak and no one believed it? Because there was that big thing where it was like,
on April Fool's Day, I think it was an April Fool's Day gag, someone made a fake website that was like new Star Fox game, Platinum, and Nintendo.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
So like, it wasn't a leak, but someone knew.
Right, yeah.
Someone, like, that wasn't luck.
Yeah.
You didn't just, like, get lucky throwing spaghetti against the wall.
That was Tara Strong spoiling the end of that season of My Little Pony. But no one believed her.
Have anything to say about the ending of Season 3? Yeah, Twilight becomes an alicorn. Oh, Tara Strong, you fucking bitch.
That's what happened.
Like, that's literally what happened.
Wait a minute.
Someone had an uncle who worked at Nintendo.
My uncle's Bill Gates.
These fucking missile missions too. This is a whole level in Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
Chasing the missile down before it goes through the portals. No, that's when it's attacking the Great Fox.
Oh, I thought you meant Sector Z.
But in Zero, you have to chase down the missiles going through the portal.
Oh yeah, right, okay. I just thought, because you've been saying 0, 6,
yes,
64.
that's an understandable.
I was like, dude, no, it's But that was interesting because I remember that, and you know there were so many rumors like that no one gave a shit anymore. But I just was like, oh shit, wait a minute, that actually ended up being true.
Yeah, that was one of those things where it was like, that would be so cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
oh my God,
fucking better?
Yeah.
Than Platinum to do the new Star Fox.
That's what I thought when I heard that, and I was like, yeah.
Like, that's a really cool idea, but it would never happen.
Yeah, and then
it happened.
What do you know?
So, like, we've been talking about Star Fox Zero almost entirely.
Yes.
Because, again, this is clearly a marketing tactic. They didn't release this game because anyone actually gives a shit about Star Fox 2 at Nintendo. Yeah. This is a marketing tactic.
Like I said, even if someone did, what authority would they have to be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, we'll release it? I don't think so.
And when you get right down to it, this game is basically a commercial.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't get over it. Why else? All the fucking games on the Super Nintendo, and this is the one that's the flagship of the SNES Classic. Over
games that everyone knows, like Super Mario Bros, like Super Mario World, or what else is on here?
But I mean, Earthbound especially.
Yeah, or like if you wanted to go for like fan appeal, you could have gone Earthbound. If you wanted to go mainstream awareness, you could have gone Mario.
Yeah,
but the big flagship, like, selling point is Star Fox 2, a game 90% of the people that they were selling this product to had no idea about.
And like the only people who are like, man, I wish they would release that, were the like 1% of like Star Fox fans.
A percentage of a percentage.
Yeah, nobody was dying for this to come out in the mainstream. That is the audience for this.
It's not like they were gonna sell fucking minis.
Yeah,
because Star Fox 2 was on.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's been known to happen.
I can't. I mean,
how do I?
What other reason?
Shit.
And then people pointed.
There we go.
People pointed in interviews, like, oh, Miyamoto said in the whatever Iwata Asks became Sao or whatever his name is.
I have no idea.
Took over those interviews.
The new
in
guy.
those interviews, yeah, where Miyamoto says, oh, it's because the people who were putting it together insisted we do it. I mean, that's really bullshit.
You're so full of shit.
Full of shit.
You can't even think of a good reason. You can't even think of a good lie.
Yeah. Oh, we thought, oh, what the hell?
Even if they were asking for the permission to do that, no way Nintendo's gonna give them permission to do that.
Company, Nintendo?
They're the ones who are gonna go like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. And even in the interviews, they're like, oh, we didn't want to, and we're embarrassed, for people to see it. People weren't supposed to see it, and we're embarrassed, embarrassed by it a little bit. But yeah, sure, there's no fucking way Nintendo would have done that.
Like the Disney of video games.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Disney won't even put Song of the South on DVD. You think they're gonna fucking do... If they were genuinely embarrassed about this game's existence, you think they would be swayed for a fucking minute?
I mean, it's on the fucking box for the SNES
this is a selling
Classic.
point. And why would it be a selling point?
Nobody wants this except a couple really hardcore Star Fox fans.
So why would it be such a huge part of the marketing for this product, which... by itself is like guaranteed to sell.
It sells itself. Not even talking about how well the NES,
Yeah,
sold.
like it did. They didn't think it would do that good because they're fucking idiots. But like after that, they knew the Super Nintendo Mini is going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
What can we staple onto this guaranteed money-making machine to raise awareness? Like. Star Fox 2 isn't doing the Super Nintendo Mini favors.
No, exactly.
The Super Nintendo Mini is doing Star Fox 2 a favor.
Yeah, no one wasn't gonna buy it and then went, oh shit, Star Fox 2. Like, what the fuck?
I kinda did.
Yeah.
I kinda went, I'll fucking Star Fox 2, but that's 99% of people.
That's $160 right there you made off us, Nintendo.
Yeah.
But, like, just in general, like I said, I mean, of all the games, if you wanted to go for the really hardcore fan crowd, you could have gone Earthbound. If you wanted to go mainstream, you could have said Super Mario World or any of the other games.
But they went Star Fox 2, a game 99% of people are going to go, what?
It's obscure within a fandom itself.
Like, even people who love Star Fox, like, the people who knew and cared about Star Fox 2 were pretty few and far between.
Yeah. And it was always, like, even big Star Fox fans, you'd see that little thumbnail that was like, oh, by the way, there was an SNES sequel that didn't come out, and it was completely done, and blah, blah, blah. And you go, oh, okay. And then that was
interesting. Like, it was trivia.
Yeah, exactly.
It was interesting trivia, not a real game.
Exactly. And
so,
that's...
something is gonna be done.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm so confident about that.
Yeah.
And that's why we're playing Star Fox 2, and we're talking, like, primarily about Star Fox Zero.
Yes.
But I don't want to diminish.
No.
This game's awesome.
This game is awesome.
I genuinely really enjoy Star Fox 2.
Ditto.
This is really, like, number one, it's way better than the first game.
Yeah, it is.
I think it was funny that it forces you to play Star Fox 1 before you can unlock the option to play Star Fox 2.
Corneria.
They're like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
You need to appreciate.
Yeah, the first one technically doesn't hold up so great. I still love it. It's still a solid game, but...
It's really fucking hard to play.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it. Like, it's hard to go back.
You can tell every step of the way with the original SNES Star Fox, they were pushing the technology to its very limit.
Like, this is... Like, how is the Super
far.
Nintendo not bursting into flames?
Yes. So far that the frame rate was so bad it was kind of difficult to play.
Yeah.
Like, they were pushing the technology as far as it can go.
It's also a really hard game. It's, like, just straight up pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult.
Oh, shit.
I still love it, but
Yeah, it wasn't.
This was such an expansion.
Yeah, like that's why they force you to play it first, because you need to appreciate this is a huge leap.
Yeah.
And like even after playing Star Fox 64 and Assault and Zero, this still holds up.
Yeah.
In certain ways, I feel like it holds up a little bit better than Star Fox 64. Because after playing Star Fox Zero, try going back and playing Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
It's a little, like...
It's so slow
It's a little bit hard to go back to it. Like, not like... It's still Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh...
Yeah.
I got used to different things.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't even looked at the game at all. But
that's why I felt bad, because I finished it right now.
Yeah, you should.
And we barely talked about it. Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Because that's another cool thing about Star Fox 2 is it does have that replayability.
Exactly. It is such a departure from the first one.
Yeah, and it's such a departure from everything else in Star Fox.
Yeah.
Like. Because Star Fox 1 had the paths, and then Star Fox 64 expanded on that by letting you cross over.
Branching paths.
And then Star Fox Zero basically did, well, like, Assault was just a linear mission to mission, and then Zero, kind of went back to the branching path system.
It was a variation on 64's thing, because that was one of the things with Zero, and we keep talking about Zero, but that was one of the things with Zero
I'm building up to getting it.
One of the initial things that I was a little worried about with Zero was, I'm like, there are fewer planets, it seems like there are fewer levels, and there's not as much interconnectivity,
but then it was like, you can unlock shit.
Yeah, it was a different take on what 64 did.
Like to me, the novelty of the way Zero did it was, like, there's secret areas.
The point, if you go into arcade mode and you look at all the different paths you can take, there's
like 20.
Yeah, there's a lot. And it's not quite the same thing that 64 was, but it wasn't trying to be the same.
No, it was their own take on it. A very platinum take.
Right.
On the on the Roots concept.
Yeah.
But then you get to Star Fox 2, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's practically like a real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
Where you go, it's based around, like, defending Corneria from getting assaulted. Like, you lose if Corneria's health gets too low.
Yeah.
It feels like you're repelling against an invading space force.
Yeah.
And you're flying back and forth between all these planets that have been occupied and taking out, like, these battalions and like, air what are they called? Carrier ships.
Aircraft carriers?
Yeah, aircraft carriers, but in space.
Yeah, spacecraft carriers.
And chasing down missiles and shit, and, like, kind of collaborating with the Cornerian Defense Force with the space gun and all that, and it's like, that's completely different. That's
totally
like,
different.
There's no, it's not analogous to anything else in the franchise.
Cameron McDonald also worked on 64, sorry.
Yeah, it's funny
Isaac
because
Marshall.
this is kind of a new credit roll.
Yeah.
Is Argonauts in this credit roll?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He was Isaac Marshall was the voice of Toad in Mario Kart 64. And he was, people used to say he was the voice of Peppy in 64, but he was not. That was Rick May.
This is one steep bill, but it's worth it.
Yeah, but this is totally different from.
And look at
every
this!
other
Look at this!
Star Fox.
Look at this grading screen. So platinum.
Does that remind you of someone? You got a triple S.
What game was it that had S's? I think it was Metal Gear Revengeance. Anyway.
Yeah, this is
like,
totally unlike
it's totally different,
else.
and it makes me think of, like.
I only played it the one time and I kind of died. I kind of died.
I always do.
This is such
my
an elaborate
initials.
Yeah, again, the video of that run that I did will be coming shortly on my channel.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I also recorded
the first time you play, because I've played this a couple times.
Yeah,
I did one on mine. I did one just the first time where I was like, holy shit, and then I did one on hard mode where I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
They weren't kidding.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's so like the the map is completely different from anything else in the series, and it makes me think of like if they, because that Reddit post you said like, will the next one be Star Fox 3?
Yeah.
If they did, would they use something like this again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they've never used this since. Well, they never used it, period, because it never came out.
It never came out. Like, would they use something like this?
Yeah.
Would it be would the modern day version of doing this be an open world game?
Right, right.
They've done open world with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Would they do like an quote unquote open world Star Fox game?
Yeah.
If it was Star Fox 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, there's no end to the places you can go.
No.
When you start, like, oh, what could happen?
Yeah, yeah.
But then, like, already you can see this isn't just because I put it on hard mode, although on the different difficulties, like, normal's the easiest, obviously, so, like, there's less. But when you get to, like, expert mode, like, all the planets are basically taken over.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of carriers. But, like, that's the cool thing of that gives replayability to this game. Instead of the root system, it's sort of roguelike-ish, where it changes every time.
Yeah.
If I, like, you're seeing, like, those 3 planets... Oh.
Eldard for life.
I'm gonna restart it real quick, actually, so...
Fucks and fucko.
Come on. Like, these 3 planets right now are the ones that have been taken over. Titania, Meteor, and Venom. Which is weird to think about.
That's Eldard in the bottom right there.
Meteor, Titania, and Venom are the ones that got taken over this time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you restarted it, which I can't do, it would be completely different. It would be completely different planets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die real quick just so I can try and show that.
Due to technical reasons, we don't want to restart.
Like, I have no idea what that would do to the recording. If I actually got a... And it doesn't have the soft reset. This game doesn't have the soft reset.
Yeah.
That some games on this have, but not all of them. I don't understand you, Nintendo.
Yeah, but that is true. You don't really know what you're getting.
Oh, God damn it! I keep pressing the wrong thing! Like, every time it's pseudo-randomized.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's completely, like, nothing else is like that either.
Yeah.
Just kill me. Kill me! Come on, kill me! Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why are you being dicks? Why won't anyone kill me?
Are you not being dicks?
Why won't anyone kill me? Come back here.
You just really suck.
You guys are really bad at being an invading force.
Bad at invading.
Come on!
Hit me!
Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Do. I just want to quickly reset to show that it gets randomized. Quickly. Come on. Man. There we go. Fox. I can't believe Fox is dead. That's the funniest meme to me. I can't believe character is dead. No. Damn it! Son of a fucking bitch! Why am I bad at video games?
Oh, God.
I wish I wasn't so bad at video games.
I lived, bitch.
That is reminiscent of, like, in the first game, they would just die.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And they wouldn't
that's
come
the
back.
end of that.
You could finish that game alone.
With Fox, and that's in nothing else.
Depressing as fuck.
Everyone else is dead.
Considering the actual storyline of that game, that doesn't get mentioned in the game.
Yeah.
But it could be really fucking depressing.
It's it's sort of like it's not even like a live system. Like the wingman concept is also completely unique to this game.
Yeah. Ooh.
You're an amazing pilot, Falco. There we go. It's like a built-in lives system, where instead of like it being really video gamey, where you got an extra guy, you switch over to your wingman, who normally doesn't actually do anything, doesn't actually help. Although it does raise questions of like, what the fuck are the other dudes doing? Where the fuck is everyone else?
Yeah, exactly.
They're just sitting on their ass back on the Great Fox.
You sit on ass while the rest of us do all the work. I like how it shows the characters you chose with the little icons.
Yeah, all chibi heads. Alright, let's do that again and see that the planets that get invaded are different.
If they aren't, then this is a total waste of time. There
you
go.
There you go.
Still not Elidard. No one wants Elidard.
No one wants Elidard. Why would they? Our sworn enemy, the Fiend Andros, is alive. Like, yeah? Did you play the first game? Like, it was kind of ambiguous.
He turned into a cube at one point.
I think, like, we go there, and he's just a box. He's just a box, Pepper!
Yeah, Peppy's young in this game.
Oh, no. He's a widow.
He's roughly the same age as the rest.
Let's do, Team Questionable. Questionable Species.
Ship these characters, bitch.
Like you said earlier, there's fan art of Miu and Faye now.
Yeah.
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah, tons of it now.
Oh my god, there's a lot.
Yeah, right when it was announced, it just treasure trove.
How nice.
Yeah.
What a cool thing to happen for these characters.
Yeah.
They deserve it too.
Yes.
Because I remember that there was a fan game that's been in development for like 10 years.
Yeah, for like 18 years.
Yeah. Oh, so, already, Leon.
Yep.
Already. Oh, and the different ship types. You're not just using R-Wings.
Yeah.
You have like bombers and like speeder styles. One that emphasize like defense.
Yeah.
They're only piloted by certain characters. That's completely unique to this as well.
Yeah. I mean, so much was developed for this game.
It's so interesting.
Yeah. The story of how the original Star Fox got made is interesting as well. But all the stuff that they created for this game and developed, and then to have it not come out.
Yeah, and then it's interesting also thinking about which stuff did get taken from this.
Right.
Like Star Wolf.
Yeah.
And,
there was so much they could have taken from this that what they actually ended up taking was pretty small amount.
I mean, they took the idea of adding a Virgil character, because obviously.
Obviously.
Like, oh hey, they gave Fox a Gary. let's do that. Sounds good. And then, like, gameplay-wise, with their code, they took a lot, but conceptually, there was so much stuff that got left.
Yeah, because there was just so much content to this game.
And maybe dying.
You are.
I wish
Jesus. Oh, that was so close.
Captain Wolf is gonna have to deal with you. It's
Look
fine.
at your ship.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Let me check my health. It's fine.
Vital 0.
Miu can handle this. I'm much more comfortable with, like, weak but speedy anyway.
She's a kitty.
She... Oh, shit! Look at the water!
Oh, yeah!
I'd never gone to this planet before playing it.
Much better than the water in the original Star Fox.
Ooh. How cool!
Yeah.
This game's awesome!
That first time I controlled the walker in this game, I was like, oh, shit! That is so cool.
That, like, I say it holds up.
Yeah, exactly.
I say it holds up in a way that the original doesn't. And in a way that, like, it's unique enough that going back to this after Zero...
Oh boy.
Going back to this after Zero, it still feels like you can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because 64, like, Zero was just 64 again, kind of.
Yeah.
And way better.
Yeah.
So it's hard to go back to 64, but then you do this, and it feels so different that you really can, like, appreciate.
Yeah. There's just so much content to this game.
Yeah.
Like this, for instance. There's nothing like this in the first one.
You literally jump into the water.
Yeah.
And swim. Look at this! Look at this! Look at this fucking tadpole-ass bullshit! Slippy, you bitch! Slippy, you stupid cunt. You tadpole.
God damn it.
Why are you like this?
He likes to put himself in the way.
Like, there's so much about... Kick Gunner. I'm fighting a boss right now.
Kick Gunner.
His name is Kick Gunner.
His first name is Kick. Last name is Gunner.
Oh, you bitch! Oh! What a Zelda boss thing to do. Where you at? It's not surprising, but it is weird that you've already got it. Got it down. Okay, Kick Gunner. Like, it's so cool that, like, even 20 years later, this is like a real video game.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the most surprising thing. Like it got included basically as a gimmick.
Yeah.
This game basically got released as like a commercial, like I said.
Yeah.
But it's a real game.
Yeah.
Like, if this actually got released...
Yeah, that's what I always think. Like, if they really
the
released it in
course
95...
of history would be so different. Like,
Yeah.
I would have loved this game as a kid.
It would. I really think it had... There was a lot of anticipation surrounding Star Fox 2, and I think it really would have done well.
Like, assuming Star Fox 64 still would have happened. But that's the weird thing. It's such a, like, a for want of a nail question.
Yeah.
Because if this had been released, would Star Fox 64 have still been brought
what would have
into
happened?
Existence in the same way?
Yeah, I feel like there would have been a Nintendo 64 game, but not that, exactly.
Like, who's to say?
Maybe it wouldn't have even been rebooted in the first place.
Yeah, maybe they would have kept going on this timeline.
Yeah.
Because it was so easy after Star Fox 1 to just say, do-over.
Yeah, fuck it.
But then this, like, continuing that continuity with Andros being a box, and introducing 2 new characters, and having all of... What is tadpole-ass tadpole?
A minute. Are you right?
Like, it definitely would have been different.
Yeah.
That's
why I always think, why wasn't there a sequel on the N64? And if there had been, like, what would it have been? You know? Because even Adventures was just a fluke.
Yeah, that was gonna be Dinosaur Planet.
Yeah. So that's why
and then, you know, due to sexism, Crystal got her game taken away from her.
Obviously.
Like,
Game journalists told me that.
Obviously, Nintendo just went, oh, a game with a female Blue Fox protagonist. No, Star Fox.
That's what happened.
Obviously. I'm very educational.
And that's why, like, I love Assault so much, because from day one, it was a Star Fox game. You know? Like, Adventures was a Star Fox game.
A completely different game.
Yeah.
And they turned it into Star Fox.
Yeah.
And what's even more interesting about that is it continues the story.
Yeah.
And then, like, stuff introduced in Adventures got carried on into
it's like
Assault.
Mario 2.
Yeah, very much so. Like, this was never supposed to be Star Fox, but now it is.
Yeah.
And Crystal is in Assault and Command.
Yeah.
How cool would it be to have Crystal, Miyu, and Faye?
So many characters.
There's so much potential now that this game is real.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
that's what it feels like, because that was always the weirdest thing, was like, oh, this is real now. No longer is there going to be a little thing that says, oh, but it was never released.
It's not an asterisk anymore. Star Fox 2, released in 2017.
It's no longer a footnote.
So, like, imagine the Star Fox, like, and again, the idea of like, Team Star Fox being, 6 people.
Yeah.
Like, they added 2 new characters. It's not just the 4-man team anymore.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
Die already.
Your pogo ball. But that's when I read that on Reddit, I didn't really get what he meant at first.
Yeah,
and then later
but
I was like,
now,
oh,
like,
that's what he means.
That definitely does raise some questions.
Yeah.
About what and how.
Because what they do now, what they do after Zero is the thing. Like,
I still feel very strongly that it's gonna be a re-release.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna port
of the Wii U
to the
game.
Switch.
Because, I mean, fuck it, they're porting everything else.
Yeah, I mean...
They ported
the
fucking
dead.
Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, the Wii U's
of
dead.
all things.
And that came out in, like, 2012 or something,
Yeah.
didn't it?
14, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, the Wii U's dead.
So, I mean, like, of course, like, there's so many things where it's like, it's a fucking no-brainer.
Yeah.
To port Star Fox Zero. Like, number one, it would give them a chance to just, like, no excuses.
Yeah.
Here's an option to have, like, a traditional quote-unquote control style, which I feel like they shouldn't do, it would be an opportunity for them to do it.
Yeah, they will do it if we're given the opportunity.
If they want to, like, you know, give them no excuses
Yeah.
in terms of the critical reception.
And that's, again, to talk about Zero, but I watched a long play of Star Fox Zero where they had it set up where, like, the classic shoot where you point.
Yeah.
So much worse. I was so frustrated watching it, because it's
because you can do that.
Yeah.
You take the gamepad, put it in two-player mode, and just have the second person...
Yeah.
Not, like... Because the way the two-player mode in Star Fox Zero works is player 2 is on the pad shooting with the gyro controls, and the first person's on the Wii Pro controller.
Yeah.
Playing it traditionally. So you can, if you have both of those controllers, fuck it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Force it to be the traditional style.
And it is so much worse.
Because that's not how it was designed.
It was so... Oh my god, it's so compromised.
I don't even get why people have such a problem with it. It's so...
Because it's different and it takes 5 seconds to get used to.
Yeah. But it's so much better.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to go back.
It is.
Like, the ability to aim and shoot in two different directions.
Yeah.
Anyway. But if they did re-release it, like... It's a no-brainer because it came out at the end of the Wii U's life cycle,
like
so
it
basically didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Even in the best of circumstances.
It sold incredibly well, considering how many Wii U's there are, how many people were still buying Wii U games,
and how little anyone cared about the Wii U anymore.
Yeah.
At that point,
it was already dead.
People were at that point, people were very much anticipating the Switch,
even
if they didn't know what it was going to be.
E3 2015, when they announced and really revealed Star Fox Zero, they mentioned NX.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
the Switch became. So they were already talking about it.
The console was on people's lips.
Yeah.
By the time Zero came out, so it really didn't stand a chance.
No, I mean, considering that, it sold incredibly well.
Yeah.
Beyond any reasonable expectation.
So it made, like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
There's every reason in the world to re-release it, and zero reasons not to release it on the Switch.
Ah, you said Zero.
I did do that.
But I mean, it's a no-brainer.
So
E3's coming up.
Yeah. I feel like we're definitely gonna hear something at E3.
Yeah, if not the next Direct.
Yeah. Probably, like... Because the last Direct was such a throwaway.
Yeah, oh, that's fucking tennis.
Yeah. Like, it was...
Dark Souls. Oh, here's 5 minutes of explaining how tennis works.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Dark Souls is coming, I guess. Here's some footage from the PC trailer release.
Oh, and hey, we're putting the Binding of Isaac. Really?
Oh, here's a little trailer for Undertale that Toby Fox spent a weekend on.
Anyway,
which was cute.
Yeah. Anyway, have we explained the rules of tennis to everybody?
By the way,
there's a Mario Tennis game.
And everyone cares so much.
Fuck Dark Souls.
God damn it. Oh, that's what that item was. I'm not, like, this thing was not designed for dogfighting. This vehicle. Come on. Anyway, so to continue talking about Star Fox 2.
Yes. To start for the very first time, talking about the game you are in fact playing.
But, like, there's even more to it than just, like, the, that makes it replayable, because you can... Like, you have that character selection at the beginning, and there's unique dialogue for everyone who you beat the game with, and unique dialogue for them talking to each other depending on who you partnered up with. Like when I was doing as Mei and Fiyu, Faye,
Mew.
I hate you. I hate you and everything you stand for. Can we please get something to eat? Mei and the kitty and the doggy. When I did it with them, they had a little dialogue exchange where it was like, oh, we barely scraped by there. Like, for me it was easy. Because I'm a kitty cat.
Yeah.
Because I was playing as the kitty girl, and it will be different.
Yeah.
When it's the same character, but now she's partnered up with Peppy.
Yeah.
So, like, even if you just want to get, like, your completion rating of seeing all the dialogue, like, not only can you complete it with different characters, but you complete it with different, like, variations of the partners of like, not only the character you're playing as, but the wingman you have with you.
Yeah.
And it's an altered experience every time you play it because of the different planets that get invaded, etc. It's a fun, and it's got the ranking system at the end.
Yeah.
So you want to shoot for that A rank.
With a really awesome over-designed name entry.
Yeah. Like, this is a great game.
It is.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I can imagine the feeling at Argonaut when Nintendo was like, yeah, we're not going to release it, was similar to the feeling at Rare when Nintendo was like, hey, this is going to be a Star Fox game now.
Yeah.
What?
Like, who are you?
Sorry.
Like, why do you get to decide that?
Okay, I guess we got to do that now.
Whatever you say. It's sort of the opposite feeling that Platinum had.
Yeah, exactly.
Where Platinum was like, can we do something?
Can we do a Starbucks?
Can we do...
Oh, wait. Here's
a bunch of rail shooting, sci-fi, starship... Starfox?
We can make a Star Fox game?
Star Fox game?
Can we make
why? No. What? You want to make a Star Fox game? Why? Star Fox?
Like, instantly asked. We can make a Star Fox game with this. Yeah, I guess.
You can, yes, but...
Huh.
Okay.
Sure.
That is not the reaction we got the last couple times.
Yeah. And you could just tell throughout that game that was Platinum, like, yeah, this is awesome, we're making a Star Fox game.
So much passion.
Yeah. Anyway.
But then but again, that's a good contrast to this, where, like, they made the first game basically just all by themselves and then gave it to Nintendo. And then they made, right?
It was a joint effort. The people from Argonaut flew to Kyoto and lived there for like 3 months.
Yeah, I remember. You told me a little bit about that.
Yeah, and the Japanese staff didn't speak much English, and they didn't speak much Japanese, so they would have to try and explain concepts. You know, that's one of the things that Miyamoto said helped is learning English a lot, was making Star Fox.
Aww. That's so cute. It's so funny that Miyamoto has kind of that personal connection to Star Fox.
Yeah, it's always been his thing. He'd said in an interview once, like, every time we release a Star Fox game, it doesn't do as well as I think it should. And it's like, I really like these games. I don't know why they don't sell as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, Metroid never does particularly well either. Like, for some reason, sci-fi just never really sells as much as it should.
Yeah. But Miyamoto has always had a connection with this series. Like, oh, he really likes it.
Yeah, I loved that E3. Was it E3?
The developers thing?
No, there was this one where he went to the Inari Shrine.
Yeah, when they unveiled the name of Star Fox and everything, the developers, whatever the hell.
I always loved that of him drawing Fox on the Inari shrine charm and leaving it there. But in a similar way to where Platinum just poured their heart and soul into Zero, it's interesting playing this and thinking of how, this was basically just them going nuts with it.
Yeah. The first one had done so well.
Yeah, for one thing, it was different because it didn't have, the history
No.
that the franchise does
They
now.
could do whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly. It's interesting looking at this in terms of, like, this was the adventures of Link of Star Fox.
Exactly.
They just went nuts with it because there was no convention or tradition to follow yet.
Yeah.
They just took what they had done with the first game and, like, started pushing it.
Yeah.
So, whereas, like, Zero was passion, like, fans making a new game in a series they love.
Exactly.
This was them making, like, taking this thing that had been completely new and just doing whatever the fuck they wanted.
And not only that, but most of the people in Platinum who worked on Zero were in high school when Star Fox 64 came out. So they grew up with, like, playing that as a kid.
Like, I always keep going back and saying, like, Hideki Kamiya fucking loves Star Fox.
Right.
He fucking loves it.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine the opportunity to actually make a game.
The first one in 10 years.
That you were inspired by.
Exactly.
Like, games, like, look at some of the games Platinum has made, and you can see Star Fox in there.
Yeah.
The influence.
Because that's, like, one of the Platinum people in the non-Iwata Asks interview was like, oh, you were in high school when Star Fox 64 came out. And he was like, yeah, and I loved it, and, like, I played it all the time. And then, being able to work on Zero, I saw the thought that went into the placement of every building and every obstacle, and I was able to see
like,
how it was put
I
together.
can relate to the mentality the developers must have had when they were making this game that I played growing up as a kid.
Right.
That's so cool.
So it's not even like they're not just fans. Like, it obviously influenced them so much as children. You know, I mean, you're a kid when you're in high school, so it's a really good comparison to Zelda 2, because that one was like, what the fuck? Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
There's only one. And
there's only one.
It did well,
it's
but
our game.
Yeah.
We can kind of do, like, no, who's gonna say don't do that?
Yeah.
Like, because whenever you have an established IP, and it's like, okay, we want to do something new with it, we want to try and, like, do interesting things with it, there was always all that feeling of, like, well, you can't really do that because it needs to still be recognizable as the franchise that it's a part of.
There was, in Star Fox 2, there's so much hunger to do weird and crazy things.
Yeah.
In Zero, there was a hunger to pay homage to the series.
Yeah, there was an expression of affection for everything the series had been.
Yeah.
But with this, the series wasn't anything.
Yeah.
For one thing.
Like, fuck it.
And it was just complete creative
let's just go
freedom
crazy.
going nuts with it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Like, we were talking about all that, and as we were talking about that, and I was doing other stuff, the little planet cannon that shoots down the missiles sometimes just got took over, and now it's being under enemy control, so I have to liberate it. God damn it, just fucking stand still and die.
Hold still and let me shoot you.
Just hold still and let me shoot. Fucking weird ass. God, he looks weird in this. Like, I didn't even know that was possible. Look, the planet gun took over, and it's shooting Corneria!
Really hard, too.
The satellite is attacking Corneria! You gotta take that shit back. Listen to the music. It's getting all tense and shit. I didn't even know that could happen!
Yeah.
Look at this completely new stage. I gotta take back the planet gun. Oh my god, this is cool!
Yeah, this wasn't just some, like... It always has been that little footnote, but now actually playing it, it's like, this is really good.
Yeah, I love this game.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have had this game as a kid.
That's the same thing I thought.
Imagine how cool that would have been.
Yeah. This is really, not only well-made, but, like, almost revolutionary kind of game design.
Because, like, assuming everything else stays the same, right? Assuming everything else about what would happen with the franchise stays the same, which it probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, like, this game actually coming out probably would have changed some stuff.
Yeah.
But assuming that it didn't.
That was close.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back to the Great Fox so I can heal here. Assuming everything stayed the same, I would have fucking loved this game.
Yeah,
if it came out. This would have been one of my favorite games.
It would have really done well.
I think it would have. Yeah, I think like if this like Star Fox 1 did well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a big game on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like because of the shit.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I can't reach it. Fuck.
Oh my god. Oh my.
I think I got it. Okay. Like because of what a technical achievement it was. It was. I remember it being famous for that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's a 3D. It's 3D vector graphics.
Yeah.
So this would have done really well, and I know I would have loved it. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stop. Stop!
Stop.
Stop attacking me. This is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Like, the difficulty's suddenly starting to amp up.
And not just because of the frame rate.
Oh yeah. It's not even that bad to me.
Yeah, of 2, no. I mean, Star Fox 1 was often challenging just because of the frame rate.
Yeah, like, compared to 1, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's like break this like a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, Star Fox 2 was made with the Super FX 2.
Yeah.
Which was a huge improvement
They
over
refined
the first
it.
one. Yeah.
So whenever there's like a lot of frame rate slowdown, it doesn't make it hard to play.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it harder to play it. That fucking Star Destroyer is going to shoot the fucking...
Here it comes.
I need to stop it. Hurry!
Yeah.
Oh no! This is getting tense. This is getting some Death Star fucking... Look at... You can see the gun!
Yep.
The model has changed because it's gonna fire on Corneria.
Yep, and that is exactly the design from Zero.
And it will probably count... It's probably still counting down. It will probably fire off if I'm not fast enough. Yeah, it is just straight up the Star Destroyer. Man. Like if this had come out as when I was a kid,
yeah,
it would have been like the Star Wars game I always wanted.
Right. Oh boy.
Before like Rogue Squadron and those games came out, because there were the Super Star Wars games, and those were fine and all. They were hard.
Oh yeah,
fucking balls. Yeah. But like the only times they had like vehicle sections, which was always a part of Star Wars that I loved, like the dogfighting stuff, was the very end of Super Star Wars 1 or the very end of Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Because that's when it happened in the movie, during the Death Star attack. And those were fun little sections, but they were like super on rails. It was from a first-person perspective, and it just controlled really weird. Like, you could bounce, like, you can do like hops against the fucking Death Star. It was really bizarre. Like, if I showed you footage of it, you'd be like, oh yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Like, it said Star Wars, but it didn't feel like a Star Wars game.
Right.
Playing it the way they played. So if this had come out, I would have been like, this is the Star Wars game I always wanted.
Right.
Because A, it plays like a Star Wars game should. It looks like it. Look at that Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I mean...
blowing up. You go inside it and blow it up from the inside out. Like, man, this would have been one of my favorite games.
Right.
I really like this game.
Got a bad feeling about this, Fox.
You've always got a bad feeling about something. Never tell me the odds.
Eladard.
I love the sound effects.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want to play it on Expert at some point, because I haven't played it on Expert yet.
Good lord.
I bet it would be... Because, like, already you can see, like, we're down to 50% of Corneria's health.
It would be balls hard. It's a golf course.
I keep almost dying for another thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much to this game that you wouldn't think. And again, none of it was in that fucking beta ROM that you could like get on MU Paradise or something. Like, oh, I could just play. No, you couldn't. No, you didn't. This wasn't in the game.
It was not. I could just play my unfinished fan-translated alpha build ROM.
Yeah.
That I illegally downloaded from this site.
Yeah, you certainly can.
You can go ahead and do that, buddy.
You fucking retard. Like, number one, the actual, like, this is Dark Souls all over again. The version that's so fucking broken and shitty that it necessitates a fan patch to even work is not better than the version that the people who made the fucking game said, here you go, this is the actual version you can play now.
By definition, it's not better.
You're dumb. Like ROM hacks and stuff like that are fun as a novelty.
Yeah.
It's not an actual substitute.
It's a fucking hobby, not a substitute for the programmers doing their job.
Like, paid professional fan efforts of that nature are always really cool and appreciated.
Yeah.
But it's not a substitute. Like, you're doing this in your free time.
Yeah.
Like, out of passion, which shows, but...
But this is something you shouldn't have to do out of passion. The game should just work.
Like, that version of Star Fox 2 was someone making a beta, like, version of that game playable.
Yeah.
And translating it. It wasn't finished... It wasn't a finished product officially licensed by the people who actually developed it.
Yeah.
This is.
That was just the dumbest shit.
This is the, okay, ready to go, print it on the cartridge.
That was a lot of that, especially from publications, was, I guess they're trying to keep up. You're not supposed to like Star Fox, I guess, because of the whole firing the pedo stripper.
Well, also because furries.
Yeah, obviously, but...
There's a whole bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a weird, like... People got a memo, oh, remember, we don't like Star Fox
yeah,
for some
and so
reason.
you have to hate Star Fox 2 as well. Because this was, like, way after Zero came out.
And then, like, the 64 got released on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yeah, I remember
and people
that.
were like, don't buy it!
Yeah!
Because the Switch...
They didn't even say why, they just kind of said some words.
And I was like, remember, but why would you bother? And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is happening?
You totally got a fucking memo from your almighty rulers.
From your
there.
fuck buddies.
Yeah, that said, oh, okay, we don't like Star Fox.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And you could, like, there's no actual, like, argument.
Yeah, they don't
made.
say anything, they just kind of talk, and then that's it. But they don't actually say anything.
It's so weird, so, like... I really hope the re-release of Zero... Like, I don't care. And it doesn't matter. Like, look at the sales for Sonic Forces.
Yeah.
Your game does not need to be critically received well to perform.
They just care if it makes money.
Guess what? If Star Fox Zero gets re-released on the Switch, it's gonna do really fucking well.
Yeah.
It's gonna sell fucking gangbusters, because the Switch is selling like fucking hotcakes.
Yeah, better than Nintendo thought.
So, like,
they still don't know what they did wrong with the Wii U.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Nintendo is not a good company.
They're dumb. But, like, part of me wants to go, like, Zero deserves its fair shake.
Yeah.
But then a part of me is like, fuck these people.
Yeah.
They all need to die. Figuratively. And, yeah.
Artistically.
It's really good that this plays really well for radio. But, like, fuck them. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
People are gonna see the new Nintendo game with the cool animal characters, and it seems really fun and actiony, and it's gonna do really fucking well.
But that reminds me of, like,
On the new console.
Sonic, thing that we were watching, where it was all a bunch of, like, 11-year-old kids talking about how much they love Sonic.
Yeah!
That's the target audience for these things.
I loved that!
It doesn't matter
the best.
what some 35-year-old, game journalist in lots of quotes says. They don't give a shit.
Like, that's a topic. It was more in regards to, movies. It's creeping up a little bit in games, but not so much anymore because things happened. Like, it was starting to be a topic of interest, but then things happened and no one could talk about it anymore. But, especially with movies, there's always this talk about, like, the divide between, like, the general public audience and the critics.
quote unquote.
Where it's like, oh, Transformers got really, really low reviews. All the critics hated it. Made $1 billion.
Yeah, because who cares?
This movie that's critically acclaimed, no one went and fucking saw it.
Yeah, it won an Oscar. Nobody has seen it.
Yeah, like and when it comes to games, I feel that's an even more interesting thing. A, because I care about games way more than I give a shit about movies. But, like, what is the difference in perspective between the people who write these reviews for games and the people who are buying them? Well, first of all, the people buying these games are fucking 11-year-old boys.
Yes. I first played Star Fox 64 when I was 7 years old, younger.
The people writing the review is a 30-year-old who plays games for a living, which means he hates it.
He only writes about games because he can't write about movies or whatever.
Like, he's forced. He has no choice but to write this review for a game he had no interest in. That's who wrote the review versus the person who's playing the game, which is a fucking 8, 9, 10-year-old.
But even if it weren't just incestuous fuck buddies exchanging money and sexual
like,
favors for good reviews, bad reviews,
even if
still
game journalists weren't corrupt, which they 100% are, even if we assume the absolute best about game journalists or reviewers and their intentions, even if they weren't all that stuff you just said, they are.
They are.
But even if they weren't, it would still be fucking retarded.
What is that? I don't understand the idea that there's the general public and then this other little group of people that their lives are to watch shit and tell you what they thought of it. This is the weirdest thing ever. I don't need someone else's opinion on something. I have my own. I have my own fucking brain.
Yeah.
I don't need some random dude. Hey, random stranger you never met said this movie isn't worth your time.
Okay.
What the fuck do I care? If I wanted someone else's opinion, I'd ask someone I know.
Yeah.
A family member, a friend, not some random dude in Milwaukee who makes his money being a cynical, pale person on the fucking internet. What the fuck?
Getting really, really worryingly drunk in every single video.
I don't get it. I've not, I guess when the concept started, it was like the difference was the general
it was
public
a novelty
and somebody
at the time.
educated in the field. There's an opera. What does a member of the general public say? What does a composer say?
Yeah.
And seeing the difference between someone skilled in the craft and just the general public. But now it's not even that. It's just some dude who can't fucking write and who has no fucking opinions, but can talk for 30 minutes about fucking nothing, saying the same thing over and over, overworded like hell, just to make it seem like they have something smart to say.
Like using like $2 words in a 10-cent article.
Yeah, that they copied from Wikipedia anyway. I don't understand I've never understood that fucking concept. There's a little group called critics who watch stuff and then say how they felt, and what value is that to me? Yeah,
and that's the weird thing. It used to have value. It used to have influence. The critical reception and opinion mattered because... Guess what? Video games are $60.
Yeah.
It's expensive, and you really don't know if it's gonna be good or not until you spend the $60 to actually play it. Who wants to take that risk of, I spent $60 and it turned out to be bad. Shit, now I'm out and I can't buy a good game instead because I only had that $60. That's why, back in the day, back in, the NES and the Super NES days, you had people, rolling those dice and getting a game, and you have people who are like, nah, dude, Bayou Billy kicked ass. That's one of my favorite games.
Yeah,
or some other shit.
Before the
because that was the only game you had.
Yeah.
You got it for your birthday, and that was all you had, so you just played it religiously for lack of any other fucking option, so of course you developed, an affection for it.
Yeah.
But now, people's options are so vast. People have so much that they can choose from that it's I want to make sure I pick one that's really good. Especially because now they have disposable income and are making that purchasing decision for themselves. So, how do I know what's good and what's bad? Let's see what this homeboy said. He plays video games for a living. He's getting paid to review them. He gave it a number score. maybe his opinion will give me an informed idea of what I should spend my money on. Because I don't want to waste my money on a bad game. But now...
Even that I think is stupid, but I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, like, and like, you know, game rentals were always a thing. So even then, it was a little bit... But, like, that was the idea.
Yeah.
So, like, even from the position of, like, the companies who made the games, they were like, people are going to buy or ignore our game based on what the critics say.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's the only middleman that exists between our product and the audience for it.
Yeah.
And that's why they had so much influence for so long. Was because you needed them to like your game, or else they would review it bad, and that would translate to worse sales.
Yeah. Which is fucked up, but that's the way it was.
Yeah, that's the way it was, but it's not like that anymore.
No.
It has changed.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, Nintendo has been at the forefront of realizing that change.
Yeah.
Because they don't go to journalists with, like, their new announcements anymore. They literally just live stream it.
Yeah.
They literally just go, oh, hey, everyone who gives a shit about Nintendo, we're gonna talk about the new shit we're doing and releasing. Tune in and we will tell you what's up.
Yeah.
They don't need to resort to a third party in order to release this information.
They started doing that a long time ago, too.
Yeah, and they can, because of social media, the companies themselves can talk to and be talked to directly by the general public, by the people who are actually buying their games. So the value of the opinion of critics has decreased substantially from that perspective. But then from the perspective of a consumer, if you want to go like, oh, I don't know if I should waste my money on this new game, I'm gonna look up gameplay footage of it on YouTube and decide for myself if this looks like something I want to buy.
And I will try my hardest to do the impossible and find gameplay footage without commentary.
But even that, like, guess what? A lot of people watch PewDiePie.
Yeah.
A lot of people are subscribed to these, like, Dying Light, that zombie parkour game, put a quote from PewDiePie on the box to sell it.
Yeah.
Like, PewDiePie really liked our game. People know who that is. People are subscribed to him. His opinion carries weight because he's playing it. They're watching him play it.
Right.
And they're hearing his opinions on it live as he's playing it. So, like, that has value from a consumer basis standpoint. But, like, even that, like, the people that consumers are listening to get their opinions about what games they should and shouldn't buy has shifted from journalists to internet personalities. And even if they're not following an internet personality, they can just look up gameplay footage of it themselves and make their own decision.
Yeah, exactly.
They can, like again, roll the dice on trying to find a video that doesn't have commentary over it.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, welcome back!
This is me. It sits on the title screen for 13 minutes.
Yeah, like, just watch the game being played.
Yeah, and try to gauge. Try to use your own fucking brain and try to gauge.
Yeah, this looks like something I'd like based on games I've played before. I'll go ahead and spend some money on that. So, like, the value that, like, reviewers, quote-unquote, had is completely non-existent now.
Yeah.
And they haven't realized it. But the game companies are realizing it, which is nice. For some reason,
they think they've become more valuable or something.
Yeah. Like, it's really weird.
It's sad. There's no middleman necessary anymore. It's not the 1980s.
Yeah, the game companies are realizing this. Consumers, it's never been something that required thought from them.
Yeah.
Like, they just, like, the transition has been instantaneous from a consumer perspective.
Yeah.
But it takes a while before, like, the industries that are actually, like, investing money in this to catch up to it. Because, you know, marketers make decisions today based on what happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So all that to say, I'm pretty sure Star Fox Zero is gonna do just fucking fine if it got re-released on the Switch.
And it really was that Sonic thing that made me think. Well, that one kid was like, I've been playing Sonic since I was 6 and like what 4 years ago you're like
yeah,
10 years old.
Yeah, and I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I fucking love because the like the people who post their opinions on the internet about how they feel about this new video game made for 10-year-olds. This video game made for 10-year-olds, I didn't think was very. I didn't like this video game made for 10-year-olds very much. Guess what? The 10-year-olds pretty much fucking liked it.
Yeah.
Sonic Forces sold really fucking well.
And they or their parents are going to buy it. It's
like the 30-year-old men like playing games and talking about them on YouTube for a living went Sonic was really bad. The 500 million children out there who actually are the target audience for these games went, yeah, Sonic!
Yeah.
Yeah!
You think this isn't a good game, well guess what, your opinion doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like, you're one,
You're not the target audience, but
yeah.
I hate to tell you, but not everything has you as a target audience. It's a Sonic game, it's a blue hedgehog.
Yeah, it's a cartoon animal that cracks wise and has red sneakers.
35-year-old men with beards that they think makes up for their very small penis are not the target audience
for Sonic the Hedgehog. Or Star Fox.
Yeah, true. That's like I said in my videos about Star Fox Zero, I was like 7 years old the first time I played Star Fox 64 and fell completely in love with the series.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh shit. What the fuck? Get out of my face! I don't got time for you.
When Zero came out, my cousin who was 9 years old loved it.
Yeah.
He played it. And by the way, he didn't have a problem with the controls.
I've met your cousin. It doesn't surprise me that he didn't have a problem with the controls.
He didn't struggle with these controls that you guys have.
Yeah, and I mean, kids don't have a problem with that kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, guess what? The Wii was really popular with kids, and motion controls are stupid. They can just pick it up. Like, there are games with weird-ass control schemes I played and beat as a kid is really hard for me to play now.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that thing of you aren't the target audience. It will sell well even if you don't fucking buy it.
Yeah, guess what? Like, you represent one unit sold.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it.
The audience you are talking to represents, like, even assuming 100% of everyone who watches that video agrees with you and will decide to not buy the game because they saw that video you made. Which is giving them way more for the sake of argument than what is actually reality. That's still only like a couple thousand.
Yeah,
these games sell in the millions.
You do not make or break this game.
Yeah.
I know you think you do.
Like, Star Fox Zero or Sonic did not, like, take a hit.
Yeah.
Because, like, Johnny Versus reviewed it and said, yeah, I didn't think it was that good.
Is that a real person?
Yeah. I don't know his screen name, but all his videos are Johnny versus blank, the game. So it's like Johnny versus Sonic Forces.
That's just what,
cut to that footage of that like 11, 12-year-old who was like,
exactly.
Like, are you guys gonna make a game with Silver the Hedgehog again?
Exactly.
I'm really glad classic Sonic is getting so much love, but that's not what Sonic is to me.
Yeah.
When are you gonna make another new Sonic game?
Like, the first Sonic game they played was Colors.
Yeah, or Unleashed.
Yeah.
The first Sonic game I played was Unleashed.
What?
Oh, hey, there's more of a face this time. Ooh. What is happening?
I'm not sure.
Oh, God, there's the hands. Oh, no. Oh, no. Something's happening. What the fuck? This is different now.
Yeah.
There we go. Jesus.
Random 35-year-old pale suburban Bay Area guy. Well, believe it or not, it's not meant for you.
Yeah.
The target audience for this game with the talking animals
person who is not the game's target audience doesn't like game. Film at 11.
You don't make or break this fucking game.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah. And that's another thing, like, you know, you played Star Fox Zero as a kid and you fell in love with it, and then you played Star Fox Zero, and that child who played Star Fox 64 as a kid... Did I say all those things right? Okay.
Well, no, you said the first thing wrong.
Okay. That you played Star Fox 64 as a kid and fell in love with it, then you played Star Fox Zero, and that child that you were... Hold on. Okay. But, like, that dialogue's different if you go in as Peppy, and Miyu is the one... Anyway. Your inner child played Star Fox Zero and went, yes! Star Fox! Yeah. And that's how I felt playing Sonic Forces.
Yeah.
The child in my heart that played Sonic 2 and Sonic Adventure 2 as a kid played Sonic Forces and went, Sonic! Yeah. Like, I'm not using the critical part of my brain to assess this as a product. I'm playing it going, I love Star Fox. I love Sonic. It's a great video game. I don't give a shit if you think it's too linear or if you think the controls are weird
I'll give
or
you
fucking whatever. I play it and I'm happy.
I'll give you a hint.
It made me happy.
The kids that bought that game did not think, oh, this is too linear. Oh, there's no female characters. They're, oh, the music is...
The 10-year-old kids who bought Sonic Forces were not going, oh, the jumping feels really weird.
It doesn't feel like Sonic 2 from 1993.
Why isn't the physics the same as this Genesis game made from before I was even
10 years
a
before
sperm?
I was born? They didn't think, oh, this is not linear
They
enough.
played it and they went, oh, I made a character, and that character's me, and Sonic is my best friend.
That's the biggest thing. Oh, it's this deviant or blah, blah, blah. This game isn't for you.
Yeah.
This game isn't for you.
I know what's that image? I have it. I don't know if I want to
comprehend
fucking try and pull up, but
the
it's like
idea of something not being for you, but it's not.
This thing made for a demographic I don't belong to. I'll edit it in.
Bing. 3D shape designer.
This thing made for a demographic I'm not a part of exists? I won't stand for that!
Oh, and it doesn't appeal to me?
Everything, the world has to revolve around me. Like, the concept of, hey, this game wasn't made for you. Why doesn't that exist anymore? They're going, this needs to be more... Why can't it... like, how is this person supposed to be able to... Then they don't.
Then they fucking don't.
Who fucking cares? Who gives a shit if they're able to play it or if they enjoy it? I
feel like I don't belong in this group. Well, you don't.
Yeah, bye.
That's why you don't.
See ya.
And I'm not...
I'm so curious about what happened, because that's different from normal mode.
I'm not included in this list of certified welders, because you're not a certified welder.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be inclusive, quote unquote. There are things you aren't.
Especially not video games, which are based on skill.
Oh, this is not inclusive. Yeah, good.
Yeah. That
you aren't welcome.
I don't feel welcome here.
That was kind of the point.
Yeah, you aren't.
See, senor.
Did better than last time.
We got a little sidetracked there, but...
Yeah.
Star Fox 2.
Yeah, this game's so fucking great.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do it again on Extreme, but nah.
Do an Extreme.
I think we're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
That'll be for a future time.
Yeah, possibly. Depends. But yeah. This game's awesome.
It is.
I really enjoy it. I really enjoy playing it.
Yes.
And I'm sure if I play it again on Extreme, it's gonna be like a different. It would be different again.
I feel kind of bad that we had so much to talk about. We didn't really talk much about. We didn't really pay attention to what was going on.
Well, I mean, oh no! How do you unlock Expert?
Don't you have to get a certain rank?
I think you do. Shit!
Let's go again.
That replayability.
Yep.
Oh god damn it! I pressed the wrong fucking button.
We had
New planets! Look, they finally went to Eridude.
Eladard.
Shut up.
Eridude.
They finally went to Eridude. God damn you.
Eladard.
God damn you.
Yeah, we have a lot to say
About things.
About things. And we sort of used this as the platform to just
well,
talk
I
about
mean,
those things.
to be fair, I mean, there's not that much to talk about with Star Fox 2. As a game.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, I just mean, like, it's a little bit more interesting to talk about everything around why it was released and how it was made.
Oh, right, yeah.
And why it was released when it was released.
Exactly. There's a lot around Star Fox 2 now.
Yeah.
That's what we're discussing.
It's history of its development and the motivation for why it was released now and what that could mean for the series going forward. And, like, it'd be fun to, like, actually analyze it from, like, a game design perspective or something like that.
You kind of can't because of all the stuff that surrounds it.
Yeah.
You can't not talk about that stuff.
Like it's the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we talked about a little bit. We talked about, like, you know, the space map, all the improvements from the first game.
Yeah.
But it's like your mind immediately goes to, oh shit, they took that and used it in Zero.
Yeah. There's a lot to say.
Okay, there's no thing. So, I'm gonna try and reset. Oh no.
That was...
Oh, okay. There is a pause. That's nice.
That's interesting.
Learning new things about this game every time I play it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Starfox.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Star Fox Zero.
Yes, and tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh no! Happy birthday! You play Star Fox on your birthday.
Yeah, birthday.
What day do you usually do that? Because you told me like you have a Star Fox
Star Fox
Day.
Day is July 1st.
July 1st?
Yes.
Okay. So July 1st will be the next thing.
Unless in June they say something at E3, in which case I may flip a shit, and then also do something on July 1st.
I may flip a singular shit.
I may flip my one shit.
Yeah, I feel pretty confidently that something's gonna happen at E3.
Come on now.
That would be when you do it.
If it weren't for fucking Smash.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Smash is gonna be their headliner, but it's not the only thing they're going to talk about.
Nothing will top E3 2015 when Star Fox was their main attraction with the puppets and everything. I can say that was one of the greatest moments of my life.
Again, this massive amount of affection Shiggy clearly has towards the series. They commissioned the fucking
Jim Henson
company
and that video
of
of them like going to the Jim Henson, building and seeing the puppets for the first time and playing around with them and interviewing Jim Henson's son, Brian Henson, and Miyamoto talking about how much he loved Jim Henson's studios and all the puppets and everything like that. I mean, they...
again, it sucks that, the timing was such that, Star Fox was the game that got targeted.
Yes. Yeah.
And suffered, the collateral damage.
Unfair things that happened to Zero, and it still performed well.
Yeah. It came out on the Wii U, and it got eviscerated by the critics as, punishment.
Yeah, for the pedo bitch thing. And
it had a weird control scheme, so people whose job it is to play games for 5 minutes and then write a review and then play another game for 5 minutes went, get it!
And it's a Nintendo game, so if they did the same thing they always do, people would bitch. When they do something new, people bitch.
And the fact that it was a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
And at the time, people were trying to make a thing about Platinum too. People were trying to go Platinum's lost it.
Yeah.
So that added fuel to that fire too.
Yep.
It was the wrong time.
Yeah.
The right man at the wrong place can make a lot of difference.
Yeah. And despite all of that, it still did well.
Yeah. And again, it's probably definitely coming out on the Switch, and it's gonna do way better.
And it's worth saying.
It's gonna get that second chance.
It's worth saying that no matter what piece of media it is, if all the critics hate it and it makes a ton of money, it was a success in the company's eyes.
Exactly. They don't give a shit how it reviewed.
Yeah,
they give a shit how much money did it make.
That's over.
Yeah.
They made a fucking sequel to Sharknado and all these other movies. Let's go watch it ironically, and then it makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
So make another one. It'll make more money.
It'll make more money because the first one did.
So it doesn't even matter how it's received,
Yeah.
it made money. And Nintendo needs some of that right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Switch.
Yeah.
The Switch is doing, so good, they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, they released it a year early, and then it was like, oh, shit.
The Wii U, I feel, was necessary.
Yeah.
It gave them perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not enough, but
No,
it gave them
They still
some...
don't know where they went wrong with the Wii U.
They didn't feel invincible anymore. Because after
exactly.
the Wii, they felt invincible.
Exactly.
They felt like they could do anything and they could make money.
Yep.
The
And
Wii
then-
U was the, slice of humble pie.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, possibly after E3 or in July.
Yes. June or July.
The next entry.
Yes.
In this expanding saga. Stairfax.
Stairfax 2.
Stairfax 63. Saxty fee.
Dual barrels.